Have you ever considered what it's like to immerse yourself in a sound bath? Well, today I have you covered. Join me as I invite a special guest to dive into the unique experience of a sound bath and spill all the details on the Afterbath. Welcome to the Afterbath, where we explore unique experiences and wellness practices. I'm your host, Matt. Today we have a special episode where we'll be diving into the world of sound baths. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be immersed in soothing sound waves, you're in for a treat. Today, Trish takes her second of 6 transformative sound bath sessions, a cosmic voyage into stillness and self-discovery. Witness her resolve to rise above the tides of negative thinking and overanalysis as she embraces the healing power of sound. Will she maintain her mental clarity, or will the familiar swirl of thoughts pull her back under? And how long can this serenity last once the demands of daily life come rushing in? Tune in for this mesmerizing journey of inner peace and mental resilience. Welcome, Trish.
Thank you.
You're about to undertake your second sound bath.
Yes, I am.
So tell me, since your first sound bath, which was not quite a week ago now, we're looking at what, about 5 days?
5 days.
Yeah. How you been?
I think I've kept that momentum of how I came into the sound bath, which is really fabulous. Where the sound bath was probably the catalyst, and sort of for the mindset.
Yeah.
And so I'm feeling really good, relaxed, and just staying above all the crap if I could say that.
Yeah.
Underneath.
Yeah. Good.
So,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. And did you have any revelations or epiphanies during the week?
Really, just no epiphanies, but just I just stayed in that knowing that if I don't dive too deep below anything, then there's no story to tell. There's no problems. You just stay above it all.
Great. So tell me about the stories, because I know some listeners may be listening to this. What do you mean by stories?
Stories I mean by, like, if someone says something or if someone does something or, they react in a certain way, usually I'll go into the default of, what did that mean? What are they trying to tell me? What does that say about me? All those things. So all the stories you tell yourself about certain events and things.
Yeah.
So, staying above those and thinking, well, if there's no story, if I don't tell myself any stories, then there's no problem.
Got it.
So you just focus on self and your reaction to yourself, not to the stories that you're telling yourself or that your mind starts telling.
Yeah. So would it be correct in saying that the stories are like a low-level fear, that someone's thinking something about you? Correct.
It is. Well, it's a fear, and it's more like rejection.
Yep. Right.
Oh, I said something that, that they reacted strangely to. So that must mean that, I'm a stupid or something. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. Got it. Got it.
I'm good at doing that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. Good. And anything that you're looking forward to in this coming sound bath?
Yes. So I had a kind of a restless night.
Yeah.
Just a lot of looping thoughts, and like the dreams were looping.
Yeah.
And so no actual, real threatening problems or anything like that. Yeah. Just anxiety about certain things that I have to do.
Yeah.
Throughout today and that are coming up, and I don't know how they're going to turn out. So that's the fear.
Yeah.
Nothing bad, just silly things like, I have to call the Merrick Beck Council, for instance, for my mother-in-law, because I need to set up something. So it's just carers things. So it's those kind of things. And so they were just looping thoughts. Like, so I want to be able to put all those into a basket in this sound bath and just go, I'm not going to worry about those.
Yep.
Things always work out and it'll just take care of itself. And I just want to just go back to the start and relax and, you know, just sort of like be in the knowing that it's all going to work out.
Yeah, got it.
So just relaxation, I think, that deep relaxation.
Yeah, yeah. And so when reaching that deep relaxation, do you think things will then flow better? Do you think, how will that impact the rest of the day, do you think?
I can just focus on getting things done one by one rather than everything that I was thinking about throughout the night, like just standing over me going, Yeah, so just being able to get things done in a like an orderly fashion sort of thing instead of like, I've got to do this and I've got to do that and I've got to, just relax. Just just that peaceful feeling of, you know, one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoying
done. Enjoying it. Enjoying the process.
Yeah. Yeah. I certainly know that when I've got a to-do list, sometimes I'll go down the rabbit hole of doing one of the items on the to-do list, and it will take much longer than what I anticipate. And then I look at the rest of the to-do list and I have a little, oh no, I'm not going to get time to do them all. Certainly what I found is that when you have a mindfulness practice, that first thing that you're doing, you're not so concerned about how long it's going to take. You know, the rest will get there. Yeah. Is that something that you experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that you sort of dive too much into it, and by putting all that pressure and that the fear that it's not going to work out, or, you know, it's going to take much longer, and then it usually does, because that's what you attract. Yeah. So, yeah. Great.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about, or anything that you found interesting? They could be coincidences or anything like that.
To be honest, no. I feel relaxed in just the thought of, you know, this is a bit of time for me and time for me to just chill out and deep dive into just finding, you know, the present moment, just going with the flow.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, should we go over sound bath?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can't wait.
A sound bath is like a warm hug for your senses, using sound waves to wash over you and melt away stress. Picture yourself lying down in a cozy, serene space with the gentle vibrations of Tibetan singing bowls, gongs, tuning forks and chimes, creating a soothing soundscape around you. It's not just about hearing the sounds, it's about feeling them too. These vibrations work on a deeper level, helping your body and mind to let go of tension and find a natural rhythm of relaxation. The idea is to let the sounds guide you into a peaceful, meditative state where you can just be. No stress, no worries, just pure calm. A sound bath isn't about doing anything, it's about being in the moment and letting the vibrations do the work. Whether you're looking to reset after a tough day or you just want a little bit of time to yourself, a sound bath offers a unique way to recharge, find balance, and reconnect with your inner peace. Trish, welcome back.
Thank you.
So this is now post sound bath, and we've literally only finished 5 minutes ago?
5 minutes ago?
Yep.
Can you tell?
Yeah. You're all sparkling.
Yeah, oh, there you go, you see?
Got a halo around you.
Can you see it?
Yeah. So tell me, how are you feeling?
Feeling a little bit sleepy, a little bit woozy.
Yeah.
A little bit more Can I say enlightened? I know it sounds really kind of cliche. Oh, you've had a sound bath, now you sound enlightened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel really high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you... Well, let's see if we can describe it for the listeners. Can you think clearly?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Are you lighter or heavier?
Much lighter.
Much lighter.
Mm-hmm.
What's different, say, let's say on a normal day? We're getting close to lunchtime now, I guess. On a normal day, getting close to lunchtime, how would you normally be feeling?
Well, it depends whether I'm working or not, or what I'm doing. But usually it's like, oh, chugga, 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 chugga kind of thing. Yeah. Whereas now it's like, oh, like I don't even know what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So I feel kind of clear.
Clear. Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's not so, I don't know, there's nothing sort of feeling, if I could describe it viscerally, it's like there's nothing pushing up against my chest kind of thing.
Yeah. How's your ability to breathe?
Really good.
Yeah.
Clear on both sides.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah. So just so the listeners know, we're talking about being able to breathe through your nose.
Yes. Clearly, without any obstruction.
Yeah. So basically what we're talking about is that if you notice throughout your day, you may notice that you're breathing through one side of the nose more than the other. And it almost feels like sometimes one side of the nose feels almost blocked.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah. And do you notice that changing? You know, it's not always the same side.
It's not always the same size. It just, it changes without even noticing that it's changed. All of a sudden it's just like, you know, if I try and do those breathing exercises, it's like, oh, you have to like try and help.
Yes, you got to push through some blockage or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
And when you can breathe easily through both sides of your nose, how's that feel compared to only one? Oh,
it's so much clearer. Maybe that's why I was saying that I was feeling clearer, because I hadn't noticed until you asked me.
Yeah.
It's so much clearer.
Yeah.
It's almost like you can smell more. You can, I don't know, it just feels lighter.
Yeah. And we'll go through your 5 senses and see what that's like, because that'll be interesting. So, visually, do things look any different at all?
Not really. Probably a bit sharper, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
A bit sharper.
Yeah.
And how do things feel now? Like just on a, you know, like your sense of touch.
I'm kind of tingling.
You're tingling?
Yeah.
Yeah,
a little
great.
bit. Yeah.
Is it in any specific part of your body?
My hands
your
mainly.
Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my legs are a little bit trembly.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What about hearing?
Hearing's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any difference at all?
Well, I feel like I can hear like the aeroplane in the sky, and just little changes in like the mobile, and, you know, just little things. Yeah, no, the hearing's good.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Would you sharp? Sharper or dull? Duller.
Sharper.
Sharper. Yeah. Taste. We're not eating anything, so might be a bit weird, but I would probably say, even the sensation of your tongue in your mouth. You know, does it? Because I guess that's where we associate taste.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Any difference there?
Bit more intense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was all that kind of concentrating. I don't know. It was just like sometimes I tend to tense up my face when I'm sort of like trying to focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just,
So maybe, would that be jaw? Are you tensing or no?
Yes, jaw.
Yeah, jaw.
Definitely jaw.
Okay. Okay, and what else? What about your mind? How's it now? Are things clearer or noisier, or where is your ability to think?
Yeah, clearer. So it doesn't feel so kind of, I came into it with a few things that I need to do.
Yeah.
And that anxiety from the night's sleep.
Yeah.
From the things that I had to do, like nothing, pressing, but just things that I have to do.
Yeah.
Whereas I was like, now, I'll just get to it as I get to it. So I'm not kind of like, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that. So it's like whatever comes next.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not as, I don't know how to describe it. Sort of like it's not pressing. It's not pressing on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas was before.
Yeah. Yeah. Where there was a little bit of anticipation of things hopefully turning out the way you'd like them to. Would
Correct.
that be? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess it would be like when you start a job and you think it will be easy, you think it'll be a 5-minute job, and it turns into 2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, well, it could, but it's okay if it does.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Great. Great. Okay. Any other sensations that you're having that we haven't talked about?
Not so much sensations that I'm having. It's more the reaction, the positive reaction that I've had during the sound bath.
Yep.
So, I started off like really sort of, this is what I mean by I was clenching my jaws. I was sort of more focusing on the physical.
Yep.
And so the words and setting an intention and just mantras that were going through my mind.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where I thought, talking too much. I kept that voice going because the mantras, obviously you have to say the mantras. So, talk. And I was like, this is all physical. And then you started with the boom.
Yeah. Is that the gong?
The gong. So
Yeah.
I describe it as like a boom, like a thunderstorm, to remind you to keep it real.
Yeah.
But when that happened, I switched.
Yeah.
And it was just like the voices stopped. It was almost like that's enough now.
Yeah.
And I sort of went internal.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, if I'm thinking thoughts, then they're words, so stop that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But immediately it just went to feelings.
Got
so
it.
emotion. So it just switched to emotion. And so I was just feeling the inside, if I could describe it like that. So there was like, all of a sudden it became from the outside to the inside.
Yeah, right.
And that music just really sort of resonated inside.
Yeah.
And sort of like, I wasn't thinking anymore.
Yeah.
I was just feeling,
Yeah.
which was beautiful. That's the part that I really enjoyed. And then there was a moment there where I must have gone into like no space, no time, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I've forgotten what I was saying. And then suddenly it's like something happened. Like it's almost like my body from the inside jumped onto the outside.
Right.
So it was almost like I had this zoomy sensation.
Right.
Can't describe it to you. It didn't last for very long.
Yep.
Then it was almost like vroom, back inside.
Right. So, that's interesting.
That was really interesting, but it was so beautiful because it was so, I don't know, it was, I don't even know the word for it. Like it was so basic. It was so, right down to the beginning.
Yeah.
When you're a little baby and you don't know any better and the intentions are all right and there's just love and it's just, There were no words, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Great.
A reprieve.
Yeah.
From the words.
The words, yeah. So that, are you meaning like the endless thinking?
Yeah, so, you know, words mean there's thoughts.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's really nice to be able to put the words away and really feel rather than think.
Constantly thinking.
Yeah. So it was really nice. So that's what came out of it, you know.
Great.
Today.
Yeah, excellent, excellent, very good.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any, or maybe you have some questions that you want to ask me?
So I don't know if it's a question or if it's just like how, like the words, when you're thinking, like how is it that you stop the thinking? I don't know. It just happened naturally today. But how is it that, you know, like you're sort of sitting there and you're going, okay, I'm going to take my place in my mind into that, or my body into that, no place, no time, no.
Yeah.
But you're talking.
Yeah.
So how do you take yourself to a place where you're not thinking and you're just...
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So I think the epiphany I had many, many years ago, and I think I saw it on a sticker on a car, and basically it was, you're not your thoughts.
Yeah.
And when I read that, I was like, oh, yes, of course. I really aren't my thoughts. Thoughts do occur, but that doesn't mean that I am just the thoughts. So for me, it's like, here I am, and then here are the thoughts. So for me at that time, created a little gap. That wasn't enough of a hit to wake me up, though. That was just a reminder. Oh, by the way, there's something more than your silly thoughts.
Than your silly thoughts.
So what I've realised after many years of practice of doing meditation is that when you sit down and just watch your thoughts, you begin to realise how ridiculous they are. But thoughts are a little bit like, say, a sibling teasing you. It's trying to get a reaction out of you. It's trying to get you to think deeper on whatever it is. Yeah. But deeper is not necessarily in a good way. It's just thinking more and more and more and more. Sometimes it is good to have thoughts where you become more insightful. But usually those thoughts lead to a decreasing of thoughts where you go, oh yeah, that's silly, I should drop that. Rather than, oh yeah, that's a problem, a real problem I really need to solve, and I really need to think this through. And usually what I find when I go down that rabbit hole is it leads to more thoughts and more thoughts. And then the thoughts spiral out of control into full-blown anxiety or fear. And then it's difficult to pull yourself back.
Yep, absolutely.
So I think for me what I do now is that I look at my thoughts and I question them. Is this good for me? Is me thinking in this way, how's it really helping? And if it's not going anywhere, I will just drop it. Yeah. Much like if you are holding a hot stone, you would just drop it. Oh yeah, that hurts. Oh, just drop it. Yeah. So if I realise, oh yeah, these thoughts are going to spiral into me having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, or me just becoming more fearful and not resolving the situation, I'm going to drop it immediately. And it's not a irresponsible thing. It's a self-preservation where you acknowledge that if I go down this rabbit hole, I will make myself more confused and it will make the situation worse. but it requires continual practice.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. that ability to say, to hear something.
Yeah.
And like even when you're with someone else and you're discussing something, you know, or they may say something and you don't quite agree with it, but you don't have to let the other person know that you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
But you can just say, well, I don't accept that for myself.
Yeah.
But being able to quietly say that to yourself, you know, I don't accept that for myself. There's something in that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know for myself, there's so many times where I'd hear someone talking about, I don't know, whatever it was, politics or...
that's a big one.
Yeah. And they start, you know, throwing around their ideas of, you know, this is right, this is wrong, and so forth. And there's a part of me that starts growing and wants to make the other person wrong because of the way I see things. And then I catch myself and I go, yeah, but hang on, this is just where they are in their journey.
Yes. Yeah.
If I go in and tinker in where they are, there's a good chance that they may not go through the full process.
Yeah.
And maybe they need to go through the whole journey to really understand the lesson.
Yeah.
And if I cut them off midstream, they'll circle back at some stage and have to go through it again anyway.
Yeah.
So even though it's pretty rough to watch someone get themselves in a pickle.
It's so true. Yeah.
Sometimes it's necessary for someone to learn.
Yeah.
They need to go through that way.
That's right. They may not, but...
Yeah, they may not.
They may not.
Yeah, maybe they may, you know, listen to reason and go, oh, yeah. But
yeah, it's hard to hear though.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear, but, you know, and if you, like you said, if you try and stop them, one, they may hold it against you as well because, you know, it's like, oh, you know, you're kind of like not getting into the area that they want to get into.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, I just wanted to talk about this, but you're trying to not listen, but
yeah,
you've got to physically be there listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I think for me these days, I'm there's a bit of humour that comes up when I hear something that I think, oh yeah, that is incorrect. There's a part of me that goes, oh yeah, wow, look at this. I'm getting riled up over someone's thoughts.
Exactly. Like that's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah, because it's one opinion against another opinion another opinion. Isn't that like internally that's, you know, it starts with two people, but how that grows and grows and grows.
Yeah.
Globally.
Yes. Yeah. And it can very easily spiral into influencing people who are maybe not strong enough to hear, and it may push them to do silly things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of wisdom in keeping your mouth shut.
That's so true. I think I'm learning that more and more. You don't have to get into every conversation because your opinion is different. That you can just kind of like just let things be.
Yes.
Let it be.
Yeah. And allow the person to have their journey.
That's it.
And
yeah.
They'll eventually find their way.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not just one person, but it's just everything you go through every day. And, you know, whether you're watching TV or whether you're going down to the shops and someone says something, it's just there's a peace and a calm about letting it be without, you know, what's my opinion and, you know, they're stupid for saying that. And it's just there's something calm about just letting it be. Yeah. Absolutely. So, yes, the calmness that I felt today.
Yeah.
Even just like, I don't even know, I think we're, you know, touching on a lot of things, but just it sort of brought the idea in my head that it's just, you don't have to have an opinion about everybody and everybody's disposition or the way they do things or what they said, because I can get into a little bit of that, like because it kind of like it's different to how I would do things. Yeah. But there's a strength in just accepting, just the acceptance.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely the acceptance. It's very easy to see it from your own point of view because you're living it.
That's right. Yeah.
and when you hear someone else's point of view, it can come across very alien.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's very easy to start attacking things that are alien.
That's it. Yeah.
Because the understanding may not be there.
Correct. You know, and that's what I was saying by, like, you know, the calm that I felt during the sound bath was that, oh geez, I can just go internally, and everything else externally, whether it's you know, arguments or conversations or whatever, it means nothing. At the end of the day, if you let it mean something, it'll just spiral and it'll become something, and it'll become what your life is at that stage. But if you just let it be, you can just really stay calm within yourself, and that's the thoughts mean nothing, but the feeling inside is what counts the most.
And one thing we should probably add there is it's not an uncaring thing.
No, not at all.
So sometimes it could probably come across as being a bit uninterested or a bit cool, but it's not that. It's probably at least what I experience, a deeper caring, where you acknowledge where the other person is and you accept them totally as they are.
That's it. Without it encroaching on where you're at.
Exactly.
And how you react. So, there's definitely an art in finding that balance between showing a care but not letting it take away from you and
and your experience.
That's
and
right.
What's happening.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great.
All from one sound bath. But it was lovely. It was nice to actually, you know, sound baths are a little bit of self-love, you know, that you can give yourself in that time, and you can be what you want it to be. You can deliver what you want it to deliver. So
fantastic.
It was lovely.
Great. So going forward this week, any expectations or anything that you're curious about now? We'll be heading towards our third sound bath next week. Anything coming up for you?
I just want to maintain that. Because, you know, it's good and proper to, you know, talk about this and feel amazing about it all when things are going okay, but then you know, the test is when then something, you know, bad happens, or not bad, but just bit of mischief, or you know, the Brisbane Lions don't win this weekend. That'll be horrible. So that'll be a test of
test of strength.
But things like that. So I want to be able to, you know, if I see myself expanding and, you know, becoming a better version of myself, the test is when, you know, bad happens. And how the reaction is. So
tests always come up. That's, you know, whether you're on this path or not, you always get tested. So and if you fail, that's okay. You get another shot. Exactly. You just.
That's it. You just it's not a failure. It's not like, I'm, you know, this is really bad because I failed, so it must be. No, you just reset.
You reset.
Reset.
Find your feet again.
That's
and
it.
Then, you know, you'll get to have another turn when the time is right.
That's right. It always feels like the end of the world, or, you know, like that failure point. It's like, I did it again. Like, I've come nowhere kind of thing. But, you just don't realise it. Oh, you can just press the reset button. Yeah, because there only is now.
Yeah.
There only is the present moment. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yep.
It's being able to just shove whatever's happened
Yeah.
into the garbage bag.
Yeah. Let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
And wait for the next wave.
That's right.
Yeah. Great. Well, thanks, Trish.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you next week.
Next week in our third sunbath. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Trish.
Okay.
Cheers. Thank you for joining us today. This has been a fascinating exploration of sound baths. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. Join us again next week as Trish continues her journey with her third of 6 consecutive sound baths. Until next time, stay well and keep exploring new experiences.